keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Yeah, broadcasting live. YouTube broadcasting now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy C. This is Shot from the Point. Breaking news. We're going over Carlos Menza's crybaby tweets, which are sure to be fun. But some news broke minutes before we went on the air. And apparently, although it probably doesn't matter yet for his format, Mr. Stephen Carter has been demonetized. No super chats, no nothing. But essentially, he lives behind a paywall as is. And this all results from a crybaby fest from Carlos Menza, who works for Vox Media, who is essentially a media organization that's falling apart. And he claimed that he gets a bunch of harassment by being called basically mean names. I watched them as the offending material. It's no worse than any Howard Stern stuff that I grew up with. It's not go hurt somebody stuff. It's not go hurt protected groups or anything like that. Doesn't even reach it. It's just a bunch of sort of snarky comments. And earlier today, or earlier yesterday, YouTube seemed to side with Crowder. I kind of knew it would be short-lived. And YouTube CNN did basically, he didn't really break any of our policies, but we don't want to monetize this stuff, which is, of course, YouTube's right. I'm not going to sit there and argue any of it, but it does seem to be only people on the right. My point man today, Nick DiOrio. Dr. Zhivago, how are you doing, fellas?
What's up?
I'd lick her butt. Yes. Depending. Who was I talking about?
Marina Joyce.
Hillary Clinton.
Marina Joyce. I think I might.
I think it's important to note right off the bat that this company has a history of doing hit pieces on YouTubers. Yeah. So their words, again, shouldn't be fucking, like, is it the same guy? No, it is not. But this is the same exact media organization that launched YouTube's most popular user, amplified anti-Semitic rhetoric again, and had a PewDiePie video made of
yeah. So the YouTube where mainstream media is flexing they're basically the last muscle to silence their opposition because right-leaning libertarian stuff is just more marketable and probably always was. I just grew up in an era where you couldn't get into media unless you kind of your political identity was a liberal. The great reporter Walter Cronkite was supposed to be the pinnacle of journalism, who's actually basically got a lot of American veterans killed in Vietnam by lying about numbers and deaths and putting things out of context. He says there's no way you could be a journalist without being a liberal. I mean, that's the kind of mentality we're seeing. So Vox is basically flexing on people that just simply have more influence than them on the open marketplace of ideas. When we're in a place where you can't pull a victim card, they lose every time. And the only way to even the odds is use pejoratives and put people in a position, give them an ist or a phobe, and somehow, because they can't win the argument, there's no argument to be won. There's only, you called me a dirty name, and it goes beyond the realm of actually calling you a name. It's something level. It's something on the level of violence. Well, I'm not aware of Steven Crowder doing anything like this. Milkshake them all, humiliate them at every turn, make them dread public organizing. If there's any statement that is so clearly pointing out a form of violence, not a form of serious violence, and to encourage another group not to organize, which is a clearly protected First Amendment right, but not in the socialist left, because when they take over, there will be no protest. History shows that clearly. And no, I just that's the way it goes. I mean, I've never seen Crowder. I mean, do we really go on have YouTube where if you call somebody a lispy queer, where you can lose your channel, your monetization? I know the left wants that. You know, we also live in an environment where Donald Trump's kid's called autistic. His wife is attacked for God knows what. I know. She's about as useful as tits on a bull. I have no effect on foreign policy or anything else Donald Trump does. It just doesn't seems to be in one direction. You can only goof. You can only be mean to the right. You can't be mean to the left. And I wouldn't go as far to say that Crowder's stuff isn't mean. It is. It's mean stuff. It's goofing, but it's nothing worse than I've seen on here or Shot from the or Howard Stern or Opie and Anthony, and the left can't deal with it. They just have to say it's something other than what it is. Just a bunch of mean comments. It's a call to violence. It goes above and beyond. What did Tobes send you?
You want me to read it off?
Yeah, sure. Let's read it verbatim.
Okay.
We're just using Tobes as the mindset for yeah.
So, if we go through the entire thing, I tweeted out something about what's his name? Fucking, I can't think right now. I tweeted something about Steven Crowder. He responds back, "Have you read his original thread?" And then deletes that tweet immediately. But I mean, it's Twitter, so it stays on my feed. So I'm looking at it. So I go over to his tweet and I say, I really hope that you're not for deplatforming Steven Crowder, because you'd really be on the wrong side of history. Again, me and Tobes, cool. We talk all the time.
Yeah.
More so recently, but he goes, no, Zen mode or whatever. And then he just goes, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck the Zen mode. Fuck the audacity of the right-wingers for not reading further or looking at the coverage of the situation and not understanding the issues they talk about, then start moralizing like they always complain the left is doing. Give me a break. And he continued, this isn't about Crowder or shutting down conservative media. Have you ever watched one of Carlos Menz's videos? I love you, Nick, but do better. And he quotes a person named Hitchens who says, you give me an awful impression of someone who hasn't read any of the arguments against your position ever. So basically, he sits here talking about arguments that he's never at any point makes.
It's Christopher Hitchens.
And tells me I'm not.
Christopher Hitchens wouldn't be deplatforming Steven Crowder. He would actually being Can you send me that? Can you send me that tweet?
Yeah, perfect. I'm getting it now.
Because there's no argument even in his tweet. Do better. I mean, that's supposed to be a guilt. That's a guilt tactic. He doesn't bring up any counterpoint in the entire time. Steven Crowder is a real fuckhead new Twitch subscriber. I'm absolutely sure he'll be in here real soon. Yeah, if you could put it in this thing right here, I want to read this off. I
mean, it's just ridiculous. You're going to sit here and tell me the guy that uses gay as like a joke about himself is going to fucking hinge his entire argument on being called a queer? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, out of your mind. You know, I mean, okay, here we go. Fuck the Zen mode. The fucking audacity of right-wingers not looking further into it, which is an assumption. I looked into it. It's just a bunch of name-calling and goofing. You know, and there's a what the fuck? How come you're not here? I know why you're here. There's a tape of when Tobes, the beginning of his radicalization, because that's what he is right now, a radical, with me, and I said, Mr. Bedecker, I said to him, I go, you know, you're going far left socialist. You'll be against free speech. He goes, Tommy, that's one thing you'll never see me change is free speech. And I go, yeah, today, tomorrow, it'll be different. And now we're there. The fucking audacity of right-wingers not looking further into the coverage. You know, I think it's kind of your responsibility to say what Nick meant, what Nick missed. Because this is awful safe. The audacity of right-wingers. Well, that means right-wingers can't criticize the left, which is really what this argument is all about, isn't it, Tobes? And not understanding the issues they talk about. So Tobes has been doing this a lot lately. That's his new way of arguing. And I used to have this with Harrison Mooney. Like, instead of engaging in the actual argument, he just says you don't understand it. The stupidest fucking thing I ever did this kid is telling me he was smart. Because now he's just been radicalized and he knows he's smart. Then start moralizing. Well, I think if Moralize is making the argument that Steven Crowder shouldn't be taken off the platform, because it's not any worse than anything. Well, it doesn't cross the line of calling for violence. You have to basically make a slippery slope fallacy to get there. If you really think Crowder's calling for violence or something like that, which does violate.
And look,
YouTube
this
policies.
is it's like guilty proven innocent in the form of an argument. I'm fucking wrong until I prove I'm right. Until I have, with beyond further of a doubt, I have to sit here and explain to you why I'm right. No, it is your job to go after my statement.
Yeah,
I think that Crowder is being taken out here because he's a conservative voice on the YouTube platform. Now, you can't just sit there and tell me
you don't understand. You're a right winger. Might as well just say he's white.
You're biased.
You're biased. I mean, he sent me that crazy tweet he made as a gay person on the James Charles thing. His sexual identity gave him more insight on the James Charles thing, and he got absolutely everything wrong. And basically,
I told him that in DMs. Like, you got everything wrong. Oh no, you're taking it out of context. Where is the context where you got it right?
Yeah. This isn't about Crowder shutting down the conservative media. Yes, it is. That's the entire concern. That's the argument that you're making. Have you ever watched one of Carlos Messina's videos? Yes, I have. It's filled to the brim with fake news, and one particular video is apologizing for a terrorist group known as Antifa. I love you, Nick, but do better. I mean, the elite. It's just oozing with elitism, and with this whole thing, there's no argument. This is what you call a non sequitur. That's all it is. There's nothing here. It's based on you being right. Is based on identity, on your political faction, and what have you. So I can only assume that Tobes is now for deplatforming people that say let's be queer. It's a real turnaround from this time last year, where he swore up and down that he wouldn't get to this point.
Grant says Carlos has called for violence. He's called for more fucking violence than you'll find Steven Crowder ever did.
And here it is. Humiliate them all. Wouldn't you want to argue with them? But see, the thing is, when you only can come up with arguments like Tobes makes, I guess you'd want to fucking drive them out of public organizing. And there's always the problem with, but they're Nazis. Yeah, I don't like Nazis much either. But the problem with you guys is everybody's a Nazi. And that's awful convenient. Because, again, guys like Crowder, guys that tend to be on the right, or libertarians, or even traditional liberals, get fucking views. With the possible exception of ContraPoints, she's pretty much the only. I call her she. Oh wow, I'm a good person. Did I virtue signal right? It's probably the only person that's getting any kind of views. One-on-one, they lose. I'll give you an awful impression of somebody who hasn't read my arguments against your position ever. Well, he puts in Christopher Hitchens. Christopher Hitchens wouldn't be for this, and you never made an argument. You just said Nick was wrong. And he had the audacity to believe that Crowder shouldn't be deplatformed.
Tommy, you got this all wrong. The beauty community, is a homosexual, aside with the beauty community, and they've already condemned Steven Crowder. Yeah, his career is now no longer salvageable. It's over. No, even if this guy's, even if Crowder's right, it is nothing we can do at this point. We've made up our mind.
Yeah, but look at this: the audacity of right wingers, like. You don't have a right. You don't have a right to believe that Crowder should be demonetized. Or not demonetized. I mean, there's not much of an argument can be made. They can monetize if they want. Deplatformed. You don't have a right. And this, by the way, this tweet was before the new information was out, too. So, let's go on to let's listen to this gay wonks meltdown. I mean, it really is. It's exceptional. Let's see if I can get it up here. Let's go to Carlos Menza. His Twitter right here. This is his pinned tweet. And another thing is, Carlo, he's never once mentioned what other than, he's shifted from I'm being harassed to sponsors. And I was actually happy with Keemstar going after him. Because this is what it's really about, to defund their competition. And it could cause an adpocalypse. Is absolutely right. I don't know what to say. YouTube has decided not to punish Crowder. He spent 2 years harassing me. He spent 2 years criticizing and calling you names and goofing on you. Which none of it compares to this. None of it. Nothing he's done compares to this. Absolutely nothing. I've come across nothing that even comes close. So you're basically, in order to defend this guy, you're basically going to have to say that he somehow went over the line. That's it. There's no argument. And I'll be honest with you, I watched Crowder's stuff. He did debunk your stuff. Absolutely debunked your stuff. The role of media, everything. Let's see what else he writes. For the record, demonetization creators means that YouTube now treats anti-LGBT harasser with the same way it treats pro-LGBT content. Bonkers. So Carlos wants him demonetized. So Tobes, that is the argument. How dare you? The audacity of you, Nick. That's the argument. Demonetized or not. It's clearly this, or deplatformed or not, because obviously demonetization isn't enough. So it's silencing. This is about silencing. Menza has made that abundantly clear with that last tweet.
The really dangerous part about going for the sponsors here is that we've now found out recently through Boogie and his testimony that there are companies who don't give a fuck about political correctness, who don't give a fuck about half of these things, even the fucking pedo situation. They just know that they can pull their ads with everybody else and then come back on for a very, very, like a much better percentage.
Yeah. Who knew? I mean, of course they don't care. This is about silencing.
Companies are willing to abuse this. So
demonetizing doesn't work. Abusers, yeah. So this is clear. Demonetizing doesn't work. Abusers. It's like when I saw his stuff, he backed it up. When I saw Crowder's stuff, he actually backed up his criticism with something. He just didn't say, "I'm gay and Latino and you're mean to me." That's not an argument either. The only argument you're making is that he should be demonetized because he stepped over the line.
Dude,
that's the only argument.
YouTube did what they had to do. They didn't even want to demonetize him, and I'll tell you why. They demonetized his channel and made a big statement to go after every single one of those other channels. Yeah. So when the advertisers come and go, "Oh, we're putting ads on this shit," no, we're not. We have a big policy against right-wing fucking Nazis, and we're not going to put ads on those videos. So you have nothing to worry about. This is a preemptive strike on the adpocalypse that they think is coming.
Yeah. So we could thank the left for losing monetization. That's what they did, and they're completely.
Maybe
fine.
They can take their little magazine and focus on growing their audience without fucking our platform.
No pride in YouTube. I don't know. I don't know if YouTube. I'm not really sure YouTube should be R-biting people name calling. Especially if it's only going to be, of course, one way. And I'll tell you another reason. Why YouTube initially supported Crowder. Because they're getting investigated by several departments, including the United States Congress. So, and one of the things is, the only guys you ever get rid of are on the right. You mean to tell me that nobody on the left in this platform says horrible stuff like Steven Crowder? Come on.
Keem's here, and he's absolutely right.
What do you say?
This is going to be really, really bad. You guys have no idea. Over 100 channels just got fully demonetized.
Yeah, this is awful.
Yeah, this is something as a platform we need to stand up against.
Well, there's not much we can do because it's on YouTube. And this is what people like Tobes and Carlos Menza wanted.
Yep.
They'll take it. They'll act like it's not enough because it'll never be enough unless there is nobody left to criticize them. Because, again, with the argument I was making before, on the open platform of ideas, if everything's even up, they lose. They're not funny. They're not interesting. They're moralizing. And it's not fun. When I was a kid, the lefties were more fun and funny. It's not that way anymore. It's be like me or else. God damn. There was this Democrat running for president. Who the fuck knows? Because there's 700 of them. And he said the future is not socialism. If you want to get the worst president of all time, Donald Trump, reelected, then go down this route of socialism. AOC demanded that he be withdrawn. Demanded that he withdraw his presidential run. Demanded it. There's no room for fucking debate on that side of the aisle. Not with radicals. And again, Crowder has never done anything like this. Nothing that I could find. I mean, I'm not really a conservative. He's not my total cup of tea. But doesn't even come close. He called him an anchor baby. So fucking what? So fucking what? And I have a little trouble believing that this just boiled to a point, boiled up recently. Most of his videos are universally disliked because they're so far left. And it is not in line with the mainstream of the Western world. I mean, goddamn, look at Joe Biden. He's seen as a sort of middle of the road candidate. He's not, but he's seen that way. He's 30 points ahead of every Democrat. Look at the Brexit Party. Look at how people don't want the establishment, whether it's APW or it's the Conservative Party or the Tories in England. People are tired of mainstream crap, and as the left in a more mainstream, as the Democratic Party moves and the Labor Party moves farther left, they're going to be punished for it. And the only thing they can do is silence the opposition via cutting off their money or putting enough pressure on YouTube to take their stuff down. All it's going to do is keep people voting Brexit Party, keep Donald Trump in there. If there's not one room for one Democratic candidate to say, I don't like Trump either, but I'm not pro-socialism, without him being booed off the stage and the biggest cunt in the universe demanding, like she has any right to demand whether he can run for president or not, then yeah, there's going to be pushback. This honestly doesn't hurt Crowder at all. Because
it hurts all of us.
Yeah, it hurts us, yeah. Because I think he makes most of his money through selling coffee cups and shit. You know. Let's see. Good Lord, YouTube didn't punish Crowder because he was focused primarily on debating when he repeatedly called me a lispy queer. So we're going to ban lispy queer? Nobody's going to make money because they say lispy queer? Are you kidding me? You're nuts.
The election was in 2016. It's been 3 years. This is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
We're still sitting on this fucking topic, trying to drag down conservatives because you fucking let your guard down and Donald Trump won the White House.
Yeah.
New election season coming now. You don't want these people talking. You don't want the Steven Crowders of the world promoting the next Republican candidate.
Have absolutely no chance of dethroning Trump. None. And for fuck's sake, stop agreeing to participate in YouTube's Pride and Public Relations package. The company is exploiting you by arming your abusers. And
Vox. Throw The Verge in there, too, because they're still going right now, too. They just put another article out if you want to go look at that one, King.
I think of an abuser as somebody's like beating their wife or something. It's so funny that calling somebody a lispy queer, goofing on their sexuality, is it's just a spit in the face of people that are actually abused.
And this is a guy who uses gay slurs on himself as a punchline.
Yeah, gay wonk is his fucking thing, and we're all supposed to follow. That's another thing I can't. It's not like he was like a gay news reporter that was respectable and stuff, and all of a sudden this Crowder comes in and calls him a lispy queer and calls him no good. None of that happened. This guy is jokes about his sexuality, but you can't do that unless you're on his side of the aisle, I guess. That's the problem with this. That's why Tobes. This is about Crowder shutting. This is about shutting down conservative media. It's the whole argument. There's no demonetization wasn't enough. We've all gotten so fucking used to how toxic and shitty YouTube is. I can see no more toxic thing to say than this.
Wow. It's on time.com now. YouTube says homophobic harassment doesn't violate its policies.
And that's, of course, God. And that's a straw man. That's a straw man. That's not what YouTube said. Because now we're going to... Criticism and using ad hominems is now homophobic. And now it crosses the realm into racism. High as a kite, better dead than red. Absolutely. Because that's all this is at the end of the day.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
The Verge is in this now. Times jumped in. It's literally new media versus old media on the platform.
Yeah, here we go.
Get ready, because we're going to war, motherfuckers.
For my German friends, Liebe tot, Ausrot.
By refusing to take a stand on hate speech, they allow the worst of their communities to hide behind cries of free speech and fake news. What do you fucking think this article is? Oh my God, 2020 hindsight Time magazine.
The headline is misleading. The headline is actually misleading, and they're trying to this is new. I don't think Carlos Menza gives a fuck one way or another.
What is Carlos Menza, Time Magazine's 2019 Victim of the Year?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's all it is.
Washington
Post and any kind of criticism. Here, this kind of sums it up right here. This little meme. YouTube decides that homophobic harassment. Like, how is this harassment?
At least there's no pedophiles.
And Menza has yet yet to answer any of his criticisms that are not based in some like ad hominem, like getting goofed on. Because you know what? Crowder more than likely got it right. He doesn't come back with it. Wait a minute. Your criticism of my video is inaccurate because of A, B, or C. It's you called me a lesbian queer. It's not an argument. That's all it is. All these people have is control and pejoratives. Nothing else. So thank the left. It wasn't Matt's What It Is. It wasn't PewDiePie. It was our friends on the left. They're going to give us a bit lower. So I got to be honest with you. That'll probably just, piss more people off and drive them to the right. Fine with me.
Here's one from the Columbia Journalism Review. During Pride Month, YouTube shows its true color.
Oh my God.
Well, no, they're trying to. You know what it is? They're getting investigated by the government, right? This is actually on the table. Trump's talked about it. And if I had to guess, Vox wanted to test YouTube at this stage because they're under a lot of pressure from the right as well. They're on a lot of pressure from the right. So they tested it and they found out that YouTube's a little iffy. We kicked off some wackos. We kicked off Alex Jones. Now we're getting down to Crowder. What's after Crowder? I look at some of those guys that I talked to when I was trying to help Kraut fucking clean up his image, and they're just a bunch of Nazi hunters. We got the pedo hunters.
TV just got hit too.
We got the Nazi hunters. That's all we are. Just trying to take people down. There's no argument. No, if you're a right winger, you're not allowed to goof on anybody. According to them, fuck them. Let's see. Let's see.
It's ridiculous. Before we get to the video,
this is homophobic abuse to him. Okay.
Before we get to the video, with our favorite lispy sprite from Vox, it's ridiculous. It's bonkers. You're being given a free pass as a crappy writer because you're gay.
That center line on his little queer graph there. What is?
Well, now the graph is queer.
Violence, filth.
Okay, so the little queer can eat his chips all nonchalantly. It's code for rape, Mister.
He's goofing on him. There's no call to action or violence here. I mean, Jesus Christ, I get goofed on for being a drunk or all the shit that I've been, and he does talk like that. I mean, it's all this says is you can't make fun of people on the left.
Queer eating chips on the Vox channel. Chip, but you can eat just one. Like dicks. This is what Mr. Gay Vox wants to do. Like Mr. Lispy Queer from Vox. What were you holding, Gay Latino from Vox? Even his hand movement and fast motion is gay. Now we're here with the short-haired angry lesbian on Skype. And cable news bitching, two gay guys.
And keep in mind, Crowder, I mean, it is a right-leaning show, but it's not exactly... this is just entertainment. That's all it is. And, and if I watch, I watched what Stephen Colbert say that Trump is and literally nothing happened to him, that Trump is Vladimir Putin's cock holster. I don't remember anybody on YouTube calling for Colbert to be fucking taken off the air. He didn't even apologize for it. But you're allowed to use gay slurs if you're attacking the right. It's such a joke.
Sitting there eating a banana, we get the symbolism there. The truth is hiding in a closet 2 weeks later, probably along to his next Pride Parade outfit. This guy on the gay semi-Latino Vox. Oh, okay, so you really are just an angry little queer. All right, I can't deal with this Sprite anymore. Okay, he just sachets across without,
Yeah. I didn't see anything in there that approached this. Humiliate them. Make them dread public organizing.
Do you want to play Crowder's statement? It's 1 minute and 26 seconds.
Let's do it. Send it to me.
All right, send it over. I tell you right now, looking on my Twitter feed as I send this, I see a lot of people, specifically people I don't like, sharing the same opinion as me, and I think that's super interesting here because it seems like everybody's sort of in agreements, except for a bunch of fucking idiots.
I like what he
Tobes,
called it, the Vox adpocalypse. Yeah, well, yeah. There you go.
I mean,
okay, so spoke with YouTube earlier today. Tonight we're going to have an exclusive new video. Adpocalypse. The next adpocalypse is coming. A lot of the information that you've been getting out there is wholly inaccurate. the new adpocalypse is coming. It's coming for a lot of you. It's coming hard. It's going to be happening fast and strong, and it's probably going to be happening to a lot more of you than you realize. Certainly a lot of the
it could be me. So that's it, folks. Can't make fun of the left.
YouTube creators out there who would have entertainment channels. Our channel is not going anywhere right now. I want to make sure that I let you know that. But the ability for one to make a living online,
that
not just
was
on YouTube, but any social media,
idea.
but particularly YouTube, is about to change.
This is actually probably better than getting to platform for them, is demonetization.
And I would say more than never before.
It'd be more effective long term.
I don't know if you can see that's my half Asian crack in there. Did I already tell you that? I don't know. It's been a bit of a whirlwind day. So tonight, I'm going to be sitting down and filling you in on the details, hopefully as they come in. And I'll tell you this, Vox still going to be pissed. They're not going to be happy with this. It's not a win because their goal is to completely get rid of people.
This is actually better and they don't know it.
We're at a point in time right now where people can still have a voice, but a lot of people are going to lose their ability to make revenue. So there's a transition period that I think is going to be pretty important. So tonight, tune in. I'll fill you in as best I can on the next adpocalypse. I wish I had better news, but there's a silver lining. We'll talk about it.
All right. There you go. There you go. So, and this channel's going around now. Oh, I wonder what my monetization is going to look like.
I think all of us YouTubers, it's the same thing I said, by the way, for the That's What It Is situation. I think all the YouTubers should get together and make a We Are the World record. And we'll all hold hands and stuff and take a stand against the liberal media.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They've made it, the problem, when the dam broke is with Poods, because if they can get an article big enough, YouTube only reacts to the mainstream media criticizing them. You know, I mean, Matt Jarbo, he put Matt Crowder, or excuse me, YouTube sticks up for Matt Crowder so far, and he was exactly right. That's what I thought. I was like, It was nice that Carlos got slapped for a minute, but this is actually the demonetization long term, probably more effective.
If they probably waited for advertisers. If advertisers didn't come to them, they wouldn't have demonetized.
They did, and then when the articles go up, like they're homophobic comics don't violate their terms of service. So you know you can
see the word comic in there. Homophobic comics. It's funny. Comedy subjective. These words.
It's job hunting time. Job hunt time. And then, of course, whenever this happens, like anybody on the far right that I pissed off, they'll start peppering my shit and saying that I'm a homophobe or something like that. It's used as a club. It's used as a weapon. It's used how Mr. Menza wants it to be used. So there we go. Ugh.
Wow. Like, did you see what Menza said now?
What does Menza say now?
So the fuck what? Basically, all political content gets demonetized. Crowder's revenue stream isn't from YouTube ads, it's from selling merch, and socialism is for shirts to millions of loyal customers that YouTube continues to drive for free. This is to clarify, in order to reinstate monetization on this channel, he can remove the links to his t-shirts.
Yeah, there we go. That's good. Exactly.
No. That t-shirt. I think he means that t-shirt. If he removes the socialism is for FAGS, he could probably reinstate monetization on his channel.
No, but that's not his
That's
shirt
not what
doesn't say
happened.
that.
He doesn't know
big.
what the fuck
It says no. It doesn't matter either way. It's what it's interpreted as by YouTube.
And he's putting
If
that
he
out
pulls,
there.
I would pull that shirt down. I would.
There has been talk about removing merch stuff in YouTube. There's been talk of that before. They're going after it. This is switched from he called me dirty names to going after the advertisers. And Vox is gonna. This is Adpocalypse 3.
But YouTube basically just said all the stuff you said. We don't fucking agree with it. But that T-shirt though, that's bad. Let's get rid of that T-shirt.
Well, they are. It's time for the federal government to get involved.
Absolutely.
All these people are working in unison, especially when it comes to the platform. And if this can be named a public square, like what they want to do here in Germany, when it comes to election time, they don't want YouTubers commenting on politics. They're taking this to Bundestag and trying to make a law. I mean, and that's let's not forget right-wing establishment, like the Republican Party and CDU and the Tories, they're just as bad in this fucking game. They think like the Democrats and the Republicans, the Tories and the Tories and Labor and SPD and CDU here in Germany, they think they have the right. They're entitled to be on top forever. I mean, God, they call former Prime Minister Gordon Brown in the hours before the Brexit Party was going to basically kick fucking ass, Carlos Mensa too. Thanks, Carlos. Hope you like the jolly fuckhead logo next time you make a Twitch stream. But before that fuck, that took me off. I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. That's why I can't read that shit. I have to wait till afterwards. Well, do we have any callers? Nice, we do.
Yeah, a few. I thought.
I think it's time. I'll take your calls.
Yeah, let's go.
Sure, let's go to it. Let's take. I like this name. Incel Washington.
All right, Tommy. On the subject of like this politically charged.
Is this gay retard?
Did you hear?
Is this gay retard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Add another week to his suspension. All right.
What? You were being serious when you said that?
Yes. All right, say something.
Go
ahead.
What are your opinions on? Did you hear about Sean Brooks? The guy that Daily Beast pretty much doxed.
Yes. Yeah, I heard about him. Yeah, they doxed him and had nothing to do with the story whatsoever.
Yeah.
I know his race. I know where he lives. I know what sports team. I know what sports. He made a meme about Nancy Pelosi, and there's no outcry on this on the left. And he slowed down her speech as a meme to make her sound more fucked up than usual. You really didn't have to do that because she sounds crazy as it is. And I know his race. I know what sports teams he likes. Very similar to what CNN did to the wrestling meme with Trump in 2017. Hey, these guys are authoritarians. That's what AOC and all these new Democrats represent. They don't represent diversity of opinion. They represent power for themselves at all cost. And the best way to do that is to silence voices like Crowder, because it presents an alternative point of view. And they can't live in that open market because nobody wants to be preached to about being insensitive of pansexualism. I don't care about pansexualism, and I'm not obligated to. Or gender fluidity. I don't care. It's not interesting to me. Get back to me if gays are being thrown off of fucking buildings. They're not. Not in the Western world. In fact, all they have to do is say they're being called names, and you can lose your YouTube channel. I would say they're not a protected class. They're the superior class. Well, all right, what else?
It's also kind of funny because, the left loves Muslims, but, they also hate homophobia. So,
it's not everything. See, they don't like anything. Now it's just power. And that's a victims group that's going to give them power.
I'm going to go ahead.
When the whole pretend to joke about it until punchline lands, the thing is, when it comes to right-wing YouTubers, YouTube doesn't want another apocalypse, of the government is probably not going to do anything. You're probably right, but we can talk about it, can't we? All right, Incel, your suspension is off. That was a reasonably good call. All right, no more suspension. Lipo.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Let me just meet the stream here.
Okay.
So, hello.
Hello.
We all good?
Yes.
Yes. I don't really know too much about this subject, but I'm going to say that it just seems really disappointing that anyone's being demonetized over basically some jokes.
This is a culture war. This is about Brexit Party, about Brexit. This is about Donald Trump, and they don't. Again, I can't. I'm kind of repeating myself. They can't compete, not monetarily. Nobody really wants to listen to them. God, I think the only reason the AOC is popular, she's good looking.
Yes, you've been talking about censorship in Germany. I've definitely been noticing it over here in the UK.
Oh, sure.
There's lots and lots of like on the news, it's always like, there needs to be more regulation of social media.
We had a conviction of Count Ankula in the UK, or Scotland in the UK.
Yeah, I remember that,
conviction, and he was basically told that he committed the terrible crime of hate speech, and the no matter that the court gets to decide your context. That's not frightening. And then a bunch of jackasses on YouTube telling him to tap out and not fight this. You know why? It makes them look bad. It makes them look awful. It makes them look like the authoritarians that they really are. That's what they are. And that's why whenever they get a lot of power, whenever socialists get a lot of power, you get Venezuela. You get violence, you get blood, you get everything they promise against. Promise will never happen, and a lousy economy. It's just it's down the rabbit hole to just a horrible way to live. And all the while they're silencing their opposition so they can maintain their seats in power. All right, I'm going to try. I got a lot of callers today. Talk to you later, bud. Thanks. Larry Banks. He's not ready. Augie, you're on the air.
I'm going to go ahead and back out.
Yo, did you see that tweet YouTube made? They said to clarify, in order to restate monetization, he just needs to remove the socialism is for
really?
Yeah.
So I didn't understand what Nick was
saying. We just talked about
I know,
this,
but I didn't understand it. I thought that was your theory.
No.
No. Check your DMs, Tommy. I sent you on Discord the tweet.
Holy shit.
He basically said, "Fuck your T-shirt." That's it. We don't care what you have to say, but fuck that T-shirt.
Oh, to clarify, reinstate the monetization needs to remove the link to the T-shirts.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Wait, that makes me think, Tommy. Next time we go live, take the merch link out of the description.
YouTube's in a horrible situation. They're trying to avoid fucking getting broken up, or Google, because they are. They have a real one-sided policy, and all you got to look at the people they've demonetized and banned, And on the other hand, they got to, which they'd rather be doing, suck off all the SJWs at the same time. This is beautiful. I'm glad they're in a bad position. It's some way, but in another way, they're just gonna end up demonetizing everybody.
Yo, Tipster tweeted out, since hurt feelings are the new bar for speech that isn't allowed on YouTube, I guess my channel will be demonetized. Shit, hashtag love Tipster's wife.
Alex Garrett's
Oh my
That's
god.
Oh, fucking funny. Let me change the group that we're in. How come
this is great.
Acting a little wonky? Like a wonky gay wonk.
What the fuck? Yeah, it is acting wonky. Look, there's callers.
Yeah, callers in here. Yeah, because people are pissed off about this. And then let YouTube know that, you want edgy content. And not only edgy left-wing content, you want edgy right-wing content or libertarian content. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. What's his name? The idea that these people are the moral arbiters of how we're supposed to speak and think. Thinking would be the part where, I guess Twitter has a policy where if you don't refer to people by their proper pronouns, you're going to get thrown off the platform. Well, some people don't believe. Some folks don't hold the same values. And they're basically essentially saying that left-wing values are superior. They're not. Everybody has different sets of values. Everybody. I'm not going along with that he-she bullshit. You can put me in jail. That's essentially what Dankel is saying. You can put me in jail. That's speaking truth to power. AOC, Democratic Party, all you college professors that are going to try to ruin my life, YouTube, no. We won't. That's real resisting. Because from what I can see, the left, while they're losing it, is the moral arbiters here. And they're not entitled to do it. No. We refuse. We resist. I'm not going to say he or she, and I'm willing to go to jail to do it. Let's see if they're willing to get dirty. I'd like to see Carlos Menza, get a rucksack and pick up an M16. Does he really support those values? Because I tell you something, there's a lot of people that in the States that support First and Second Amendment values to that point, if you're going to take them away, and that's all this seems to be. An erosion of what we've taken for granted most of my life. Speech and thought crimes don't jive in the West because they could be used as clubs to silence opposition. And I was taught as a kid, if my government were ever to go rogue, you take it back. Now, I'm not saying everybody pick up an M16, but you can start, peppering YouTube. You can start saying, no, this is enough. I don't share those values. Those people are entitled to think the way they want, but they can't enforce it on me. Put pressure on your politicians and stuff like that. Stand up to this horse shit. All right. Is that it, Augie?
I just want to say, I think we need to demand for Sloth's flag history. I think he blames Sloth.
Blame Sloth? Yeah, I'm so sick of those fucking guys. You want to listen to a funny podcast, listen to Augie last night. You know, I like she turned out all right at the end. I like that one broad that said, what do you want this irrelevant podcast? And it really like threw me for a loop. I was like, I don't call Augie irrelevant. I don't.
Well, it's almost like she turned against the. I was like, wait a minute.
I never do that. I never say you're irrelevant or anything like that. I've criticized you. When I think you're fucking up, and we've went to war before, but I've never said, you know, I'm above going on your show or you're beneath me because of some kind of sub count. You know.
Well, we're about to see who's above going on the show or not.
That's how guys like Sloth think. You know what really gets me? By the way, what I'm referring to is we're doing a Zaptai review tomorrow, right here on Shot from the Point, right? All I do is posting. Me and Nick have a plan. We plan this thing for weeks, right? And this douchebag Sloth, who he's the guy that claimed that Progress is a pedophile. Is that it? Is that the guy?
Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, because when he was 17, he had a 14-year-old girlfriend, which is they were in the same school. Yeah, that's you know what? You want to start banning people? People walking to the door to ruin your life and with pedophilia allegations or hinting at them like Lieutenant Cobra does. You know, if you get one of these pedo things wrong, I'm all for that. Because it's going on way too much.
That kid got banned from Twitch from the FaZe clan because he was 12 years old, and I guarantee he's caused less trouble than Lieutenant Cobra has on this platform.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe you should fucking take a look at people.
I gotta be honest with you, like
deplatforming kids.
You know, when the whole Lieutenant Cobra thing happened, and I was listening to Just Destiny, and at one point when he's in the Keem interview, he wanted to talk to his father, which sounded kind of fucking jerky considering he wouldn't lift the strike, and it sounded kind of petty, and I like to think, and I do believe that Destiny's gotten beyond that. He thought that was stupid, but I gotta be honest with you, talking to Lieutenant Cobra's father when he's running around making pedophile allegations or walking right up to the door is completely and totally reasonable. Lieutenant Cobra, as much as I like the kid, and I do, is the walking example why people his age should never be allowed to have any kind of commentary channel or any channel at all. Should be 18 and over. That's it. He is the perfect example. He's running around destroying lives. And he said, well, I don't call you a pedo directly, but I just, repeat, your sexual misconduct. I don't know if a 14-year-old boy should be criticizing people about sexual misconduct. He's a child. He's a child, and you can't go over. It's almost a situation that Roman was in with Lieutenant Corbis. Funny enough, 3 years ago, he was saying horrible shit about his girlfriend, and he can't go over the top. So yeah, guys like Lieutenant Cobra are a problem on this platform a lot more than Steven Crowder is. If Steven Crowder suggested that Carlos Menza was a pedophile at any level, I would not have a problem with them throwing him off. None. Zero. Because that's real damage. That's real-time damage. And guys like Progress is the victim of this, sorry. And Sloth, who throw this around, for fun.
So comfortably.
Yeah, so comfortably. There's no kind of penalty. There's none. And Sloth went at me for no fucking reason at all. He started getting cute. Same thing that fucking Marriott was doing. You're being coyed, snarky, and passive-aggressive. And then we slapped his bitch ass around. Go check my thread. Sitting there making fun of the way you look. That guy's got chainsaws in his mouth. Fucking fix your teeth, you prick. Jesus.
Fix your teeth.
Yeah, Augie Zitz can go away with some medicine. That teeth, god damn, take care of that. You look ridiculous. No wonder you're angry about other people getting sex when they're 17. No one gave you any sex when you were 17. Look at your mouth.
No, Tommy, he parties every night. That's why he can't come on the show all the time. Yeah.
Guys, you gotta pretend that high school students in high school don't fuck ever, never. The dumb sex that going on in high school, especially if you're a British commentator.
You know, I'm thinking about it. When I was 17 my senior year. My girlfriend was a sophomore, and we dated till I was 20. So she was 18 when we broke up. I've never like
pedophile.
Yeah, like, who the fuck are you, man? Well, the age of consent is 16 in the UK. Well, here's another thing I found out, jackasses. People that the 17, 18 to 14 age group, they don't even prosecute that shit. They're specifically looking for predators. Predators, people like, hey, come in my house, I want to show you my Nintendo. And they take off your, pants and fuck you or riddle you with liquor or something. That's what they're looking for. And pedophilia has nothing to do with sexually mature adults. And by the way, that's 14. So, I mean, it's absolutely outrageous that you guys are able to get away with it. You should be destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. I'm no better than Progress. It's horrible what you guys are doing. You fuck up a pedophile accusation, or you start bringing up people's past when they were sleeping with each other in high school, which is absolutely normal. I think you should lose your YouTube channel. Goodbye.
No, Tommy, it's not an allegation. It's just a meme.
It's a meme. All right, if you're shooting those fucking memes around. I'll be consistent on that. If Crowder did that to fucking Menza, gone. Can't have that. Can't have that. I mean, these people are ridiculous. Well, and then I fired back at him, and he pulled the, I don't think you should worry about an NCO friend group. Yeah, the friend is so you're pro-doxing too? You're defending that horse shit? Your friends group turned into a dox, trying to pin a pedophile allegation on somebody.
I wasn't around that time.
Oh, you weren't around then, but you're continuing to defend them. So, Willie One, Sloth, anybody fucking,
I was walking my
Cynic
hands
Snacks, they're all about labeling people as pedophiles they don't like, except James Marriott, who was in the group, who was doing the same thing Destiny was. What a bunch of sick fucks. I have no problem with Marriott, by the way. We sorted our shit. Wow, the Josh Show funded, I don't know what that is. Is that a lot? Great points. I'm stealing.
That's what I was thinking. I go, is
that a lot? 200, yeah!
Can you convert that? Can you convert that to Lino?
I don't even know what that is. I'm sure it's a lot. What is it?
That's Japanese yen.
Well, no.
Is yen?
The super chat's around the $2 range.
Yeah. I'd like to, you know what? I tell you something. I know he doesn't like me because his fucking girlfriend is a complete fucking punk. His punk. She runs her fucking mouth and says, I'm going to hurt myself if you criticize me back. But I would actually really like to interview Progress and find out everything that these people have done to him. And I bet some of those names are going to be in the NCO.
All right, listen to episode 9 of After Hours. We covered this a long time with Progress in the stream.
Okay. I'd like to talk to Progress about this if he can get over me hating his girlfriend's gut. She keeps fucking inserting herself in my conversations, and apparently I'm supposed to treat her different than I do Bobax.
Why don't you guys send me that? I could spend a little while doing that one. I could have some fun with that.
You want the podcast?
You know what? I'll tell you what. I have no strike on Lieutenant Cobra. Maybe I don't live far from the UK. Maybe I want to talk to your dad next time you fucking accuse somebody of being a pedophile. That's awful.
Yeah. Let me sit down. I'll ask.
And I think I can get a hold of him. It's hard.
Since I love bringing up old drama, maybe I might do that.
It's not old drama. They started shit with this last night after we announced a fucking video we're gonna do, or a stream we're gonna do tomorrow.
That was heavily sarcastic, Tommy. That was heavily sarcastic.
I'm sorry. I'm a little pissed.
I remember when Sloth, at the time, he's like, guys, we're all just joking around. It's like, wait, you think that's what you really think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big joke. We ruined this guy's life.
By the way, I hate to
we chased him off the internet. His friends they're messaging his girlfriend saying that he fucks kids. Oh my god, it's so funny. That's what British commentary is, right? It's so funny. Oh my god.
Look, there's a reason Progress doesn't do regular commentary videos anymore. He got
you want to know what's so pathetic about these friends group? You know what 90% of it is?
He got chased out by
Yeah. You know what 90% of this friends group is? Them critiquing each other and acting like YouTube's videos are really sophisticated. Really, I'm not kidding you. It's like, oh, this, and I think you should have done that, and there's a lot of passive
fucking
aggressive
video.
Yeah, it's just you know what they are.
Sorry, I'm
You know what they are? A bunch of girls.
Made more money. I'm so sorry. Fred Figglehorn with his fucking high-pitched voice made more money than Colossal will ever see from this platform. I'm so sorry to tell you that. Big fucking explosion here. In case you don't know.
I'd like to talk.
It's not viable to upload
I want to know
once every
exactly what
fucking
those
6
people
months.
did. I want to know exactly, and none of them can really take criticism. Because I give Crowder criticism. I think it's time to pick up their fucking goofy videos and laugh at them. I think it's time to start laughing at the commentary community. I really don't have
Tommy,
any friends.
when you left my stream last night, you remember when I made a joke? I was like, I'll bet he has a video making fun of Twitch thoughts or something like that. He literally does, 3 months ago.
Yeah, all right. Predictable and stupid. I don't know why he wants to go on live with you. He can't. None of these guys can think in their feet. You saw that with Black Wolf
I've never met a
Company.
guy so
None of them
predictable.
can.
I was like, oh, he's going to post a picture of my profile picture. Sure enough, he does. Oh, he's going to point out that I retweeted my own tweet. Sure enough, he does. These guys are so predictable.
Yeah.
And don't go live with us either. You watch Black Wolf Company. I'm only saying that because I know you're too stupid to listen, and you will do it. You will go for a debate.
Yeah,
you will come on, and you will get embarrassed. But I'm just saying, you suck live.
Yeah. None of them can think on their feet. Absolutely none of them. They just because
you're like Lil Wayne trying to freestyle.
Because you just look like
your video.
When you sound fucking
I make
snarky
more money
and
than all
shit.
these commentators combined through super chats for monetizing their autism. So I'm perfectly comfortable with them getting upset. Oh, these guys, they don't make good content.
Yeah.
Tipster makes rushed videos or something. Shut the fuck.
Who cares?
Yeah, fuck you. Make your money. Make your fucking money.
Make your fucking money any way you
Scrubby
want.
makes Reddit videos. Yeah.
Yeah. So what?
So
I have a whole channel making fun. I wish more people would make money with Reddit videos.
Yeah.
So we can start putting ourselves in higher tax brackets than all these commentary cocksuckers who are trying to make a living on this shit.
Yeah, I know. They're super sophisticated videos that shine of I don't have an adult thought in my fucking head. I'm literally somebody. Every one of those videos screams I live with my parents and will for a long time.
You spend more money on the 6 editors than you do in the revenue you get from the video after it gets demonetized.
Yeah, I'm super comfortable super chatting.
Sure, I love the right opinion. In the last video was negative $3.
Yeah, probably. All right, listen. Let me get mad callers in there, so I got to get to Augie. Thanks for calling. Go check out Augie's stream. He'll cover more of this. I'd like to talk to Progress. I really would. Asra, you're on the air. What's up? We're gonna go quick.
Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah, what's up, man? How would you? How can I help you?
Oh yeah. Honestly, pretty much kind of wanted to talk on one thing that you said that I kind of felt I wanted to kind of touch on.
Sure, go ahead.
Which was when you remember when you said that the crowd booed off that one guy who said he doesn't want socialism in America.
Yeah, it was two guys. It was two different guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just kind of wanted to touch on that one thing because I thought that was a kind of interesting topic, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So basically what I was going to say was that I feel like a lot of times when people say that, everyone kind of has their own definition of what socialism is.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
It's awful convenient, too.
When people say that, or maybe even they're saying it as in oh, they want it to be like Stalinist, like Russia, right? But,
yeah.
I would say that most people, when they say that insult, it registers as, hey, we don't want single-payer healthcare or we don't want tuition-free college, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
So that's why he's getting booed, right? Is because in their heads, that's what he's saying.
Well, I think he is saying that.
Most people,
I think. Well, I mean, I don't know the guy's politics. In fairness, I don't know the guy's politics personally, but I think he is saying that because that would be a form of socialism. I mean, I'm not saying like you can live socialism free. I mean, a library would be. I would want to eliminate libraries.
Okay, but I just want to reel it in because a lot of times it gets framed in a really extreme way, and I don't really think.
I think it's if you look at the Democrats and what they're offering, it's very extreme. It's farther left than Obama, who is probably the most left-wing president we've ever had. So I don't think it's completely unreasonable to say that's pretty far out there. And here's my example. That I mean, outside of that group of Democrats, Joe Biden's ahead. And he's not presenting himself like a socialist. They are. And he's miles ahead. Admittedly, it's early. But I think that guy's got a point.
It's a little bit early on that, my dude.
Yeah, I think they should do what Obama and Clinton did. They're socialists. They just hide it. They call it something else. Now we have a new wave of Democrats that are just like they're on the surface about it, and it's been either the results of socialism either been mediocrity or utter disaster. You know, so yeah, I mean, I think the average American is just wants nothing to do with this, especially guys my age that watch Soviet Union.
That's just kind of untrue, because if you look at single payer, it pulls significantly higher in populations.
Yeah, but then you tell them what? Then you give them a tax bill. It's like single payer. I mean, I just have to go. I just got to show up and they'll pay for everything.
You're gonna pay more in. Hang on. Yeah. Let me finish. All right. Yeah, you're gonna pay more in taxes.
Yes, that's
You're not gonna be paying your monthly bill, so that means no deductible, right?
Well, yeah, you're paying more in taxes that go up and up and up every year. It never works. It collapses. It's a Ponzi scheme. You run out of other people's money. Listen, that's not what we're talking about.
Ponzi scheme, like literally every other.
You always run out of other people's money, and you will be in lines around the corner like the Venezuelans are in lines for food. Except it'll be to get rid of the kidney stone that you can't pass.
I don't understand how getting single payer transfers into socialist Venezuela where we're eating rats.
Because that's where it starts. And historically, it just gets worse. The cost of medical bills continue to go up, and you're paying too little into this pool that can support it. So it just falls apart. Be like, go to Michigan. Go to any fucking clinic. It's filled with Canadian license plates because they can't get in there. Because it's going to, if you have the money, you cross the border, you get your fucking kidney stone removed, and it's going to be a lot quicker than waiting on what's going on in fucking Canada. All Canadian license plates. Go for yourself. I've seen millions of pictures of it. It doesn't work. It just gets worse. So if you socialize medicine or healthcare, eventually, slowly but surely, you're going to get to Venezuela. And I think that's Americans' problem with it. I don't want to get a socialism debate with you. But what I'm saying is that's how Americans feel about it. Because the history shows that that's what happens. All right? I'll give you the last word.
No. I mean, I'm just going to say that, other countries have it. It's implemented. It works. If you look at the polling, it polls significantly high. And yeah, so.
All right, man. Talk to you later. All right, we got to get some other people on. Daniel K. Nope, not ready. Dragon, what's up? Dragon, you're off. Shot to the anus. You're on the air. We having a Discord problem?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
I just barely heard you.
Okay, what's up?
All right. I was just saying that for the Steven Crowder thing, it's I feel conflicted because he's a provocateur. That's his job.
Sure.
In a sense, and this him getting blown up and being taken down. I honestly am unsure how to feel about it because sometimes at the end you just end up poking the wrong beehive.
Well, him. Well,
yeah.
I don't think there's any beehive you could poke. I think the problem is everything's a beehive. So if we're gonna get on this day, well, you shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Like if we keep doing that, we won't be able to say anything.
I'm not saying that. Oh, you're not allowed to say it because I don't personally give a fuck. Call whoever the hell you want a faggot or whatever.
But that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Yeah. That's the problem. You're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to make jokes about gay people, even if the gay person happens to have gay in their fucking bio.
Yeah, gay wonk.
Not their bio. Sorry, their Twitter at.
Yeah, Twitter at.
Gay wonk. Come on.
It's just for the most part. There was another celebrity internet celebrity that did something similar. Like he was trying to be a provocateur, but it just blew up in his face and. The main reason why that backfired, and why a lot of e-celebs tend to backfire is because they don't have any PR managers. They don't have any.
I don't know. You see, you can't be edgy if you're looking at PR managers and looking to manage what you say. So this is not about being careful. This is about being deliberately provocative, and you cannot be a provocateur if you don't provoke. If you can't provoke, and you should be allowed to.
The problem is. But here's the issue. He's running a business. Like, if he's running a business and has a PR manager and such, he should at least. I personally think if you're running it as a business, you got to watch your bottom line. You got to have a level of decorum.
I suppose, but that again, that's his business. But here's the thing: basically, you're telling me you can't do a show like his.
If you're comfortable with the ability to someone take away your money, then sure, what the fuck ever.
I think that would be, and you live by the gun, you die by the gun. But you're saying don't live like we're never going to be able to have free speech with your attitude. We're never going to be able to. We're never going to not be able to remove with just adjusting to what YouTube's impulse is when they get pressure by the media. No, you do what he does. He's fighting it, and if he gets thrown off the platform, he could. He's built up such an audience. They probably could run his own website at this point. So I got to be honest with you. I fundamentally disagree with your position on this because this is a part. I think it's more than a business. I think this is about rebellion, left wing rebelling against the left. And you can't rebel if you're like, oh, my PR guy says I can't talk about A, B, or C because Vox might run a story on me. Fuck that. Vox shouldn't have that kind of power. Tim Pool talked about this. There's journalism ethics is the world's smallest books, but there's something about when you're reporting a story to do the least amount of damage. Take the situation with this guy that made the Nancy Pelosi video recently. All right, they found out about his ethnicity, the sports teams he liked, that he had been in trouble with the law. They dug up every tweet. That has nothing to do with the story, right? That's creating damage. You're not supposed to be doing that. What Vox is doing here is advocacy. They're trying to create as much damage as possible. That's not journalism. That's not journalism at all. This is advocacy. I
personally agree that journalists
what Crowder, you can't. My point is, you can't fight the advocacy journalist if you're just like, well, they might say something bad about us. I think the seal's been broken about that. I think people used to do that, but they're not going to do it online. They're going to let the mainstream companies do that. No, I think I'm glad that this is more than about money to Crowder. I'm sure, and I'm sure you're right.
If it's more about money to Crowder, then that's good. Then
I think it is.
Deserves his position. That
I think it is.
He can conduct himself in such a way.
I think this is about advocacy on his side as well. I think it's both ways. I think it's a little of both. I do.
Because Sargon, he went into politics recently, and he thought, I got such a big platform. I'm gonna just steamroll all these guys like I'm Donald Trump. But what he failed to realize, even Donald Trump somewhat bowed to the media, hogs. He's apologized for his locker room talk and then gave that explanation. Even Trump bowed down to the media.
It's such a different situation and different.
Well,
party.
this ain't Sargon of Akkad, and this time Crowder's got the entire fucking platform back.
Yeah, it's such a different. And Sargon's from the UK. And
he doesn't have an audience. He has YouTubers who have audiences.
Yeah. Well, all right. Thanks for calling. Do appreciate it. Nice to have people be able to talk.
Hey, Tommy, did you know the new Rewind just came out?
Did it?
1 hour ago.
Oh, wow. Go check out Shop from the Point Rewind. It's in the description box below. Condenses old
episodes.
Wait
for the show to end.
Yeah, go check it out. What do we got? Hey, what you got? Shrug, okay?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. What's up?
So, I have to disagree with the last guy about kind of like the business perspective because I think, being basically him having a PR thing would go against Steven Crowder's character completely, as his whole show, like his fan base tune into him to make these types of jokes.
Better said than I could have. You're right. He couldn't do his show. Like if I just, if I never made fun of gays or what the hell was that? If I never made fun of gays or made fun of the people and I went back so I wouldn't get demonetized, my fans, I'm screwed either way. They either leave because I'm not doing the stuff that they enjoy, or they leave, or I just get demonetized and thrown out. So yeah, you got to take a stand.
Yeah, like I mean, it's more about. I think it's really about. I don't know if you would be continuing to do this, Tommy. But if you, sorry about I'm kind of sick, but
sure,
if there was no money to be made on YouTube, I don't think Steven Crowder, or I don't know about you, but would be continue to do this kind of politics stuff because you have so many types of political channels. You have Sam Cedar on, you have the Young Turks, you have Vox, The Verge. They're all trying to make money off of this platform, or to at least gain a major following in some sense. So I think it's really about they're appealing to their markets. I mean, they know what their fan base wants.
Yeah.
And they're going to continue to
and if Crowder rolls back on it, I mean, look, everybody's got to conform a little bit. I'm not going to say the guy's 100% wrong, but it's getting to the point where if you took his way of thinking, you could do nothing. That was my point. I don't look like there's some things I won't say and do for political reasons. Sometimes within my own YouTube community, it's not good business. And sometimes I'll do something that's deliberately bad business because I think it's the right thing to do. It just really depends on the situation. I think this is a situation that falls under that. Thanks for the call, man. I'm gonna try. I got a lot of people in there, so I'm trying to get them all in.
All right, yeah, no problem. Have a good one.
Talk to you later. No, that guy doesn't have his shit together. The guy was about to lift in here, bounced out. Mormon guy, and then Mormon guy and Vega.
Hey,
and put you with Vega too. Mormon guy and Vega, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up? So I think from this, I'm a little more tinfoil about this. I think it's YouTube's avoiding litigation. They're trying to avoid getting sued by Crowder. Crowder's already won lawsuits against Twitter because he paid for ads to be on Twitter, and then Twitter kind of prioritized his ads,
and he won.
And he won. They settled. He won his money back.
I don't think if that's true. I don't think it's tinfoil at all. They could be afraid of his lawyer. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So he's got a guy.
I didn't know that.
His lawyer's Bill Richmond, and he brings him on the show and stuff. They have current litigation.
Yeah.
They have current litigation against Facebook.
Really?
YouTube's taken ad money from Crowder. So if they ban him after knowing, he has a sketch where he dresses up like a Chinese person and drowns a baby doll. Like, he has stuff that if they took his money, they knew that they condoned some form of his thing. So I think they just don't want to get sued. That's my
I like his Chank imitation. That thing's that's funny as hell. I don't think it's tinfoil at all. The fear of a lawyer would be completely reasonable. Totally reasonable. Yeah, that makes sense. Look, Congress is investigating them right now. They're probably trying to fucking squeeze them for some cash or something, or Democrats are probably trying to fix it to benefit them. But they are being investigated. And, Trump's talked about it they can't like Trump talking about this shit. And then if you start going down the list and who's been banned and who's been silenced and who's been demonetized, everybody's on the right. There's only a handful of lefty channels. Or my personal favorite was, who did they Facebook kick off? The guy that hates Jews. What's his name? The guy from the
Farrakhan.
Nation of the guy who probably killed Malcolm X. Farrakhan. They said he was right wing. He's just a token in there. Not that he didn't deserve.
I got one more question, dude, about this. So, do you remember Logan Paul got kicked off what's called the preferred advertisers list?
Yeah.
So, is it just going to be that unless you're on that list, you just don't get ads? Is that what we're going to go to?
I don't know how that works.
At some point, yes.
level.
At some point, yes.
Yeah. That's probably.
Okay.
It's bad news. Keem's right. I thought Keem did a good thing putting pressure on that jerk, too. So, we're united on this one.
Listen, I'm happily going to back him unless he goes and tries to get his fucking house number.
Yeah. Just keep it the way it is. But no, I think, like any kind of criticism is going to be framed as harassment. And this guy is clearly a public figure. There's no debate that he's a public figure. He's getting 1 million hits of video. And then and Crowder's the only one. I see a bunch of, on his last video, he got a bunch of heat. He's always trying to, and to be honest with you, he's a left-wing terrorist sympathizer.
Yeah, I know. His profile says Tucker Carlson's a white supremacist.
Yeah, I know.
Just
it's so beyond if I saw somebody say Jesse Jackson is name your pejorative or something like that, I wouldn't or Jesse Jackson's a black supremacist. I wouldn't give that guy the time of day. He's obviously a right-wing wacko. Just put the shoe on the other foot. But it's clear to me that the left and the left on YouTube want a double standard because they know they can't compete. All right. What do you, Vega, you're on the air. What's up?
Oh yeah, I was waiting for the other dude. But dude, what are the chances that the culture finally shifts? Because eventually you're gonna run out of people. I think. I don't know, but when people are talking mad shit to each other, right?
Yeah.
We're just like, oh, you know, say you have a group of gay people, right? And that guy, I think Crowder actually do this on one of his skits where like gay people were protesting or something was happening where a certain group was protesting something about accept us, and then like not gay Jared, wherever that guy is, his brother or whatever, walks in and he's like a unicorn and he's like, oh, is this where we stand? And they're like, oh, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Come on.
Well, to answer your question,
because eventually you'll come to something that's ridiculous, but now you're offending somebody. You know what I mean?
To answer your question, the culture has shifted because if this happened 20 years ago, Crowder was out, done. The show like that would have never gotten TV. And what happened is the culture not only shifted, but people's eyes shifted from the television to the internet. Because they can pretty much get, you know, I mean, you were at the mercy of your cable company or the first. I lived in New York, so I had 13 channels. You're not at their mercy anymore, and the left has lost their influence. God, if you watch CNN, you think the fucking country is falling apart. No, they're falling apart. Fox is falling apart. CNN's falling apart. MSNBC's falling apart. People are turning away. And the only reason they can keep your eyes on the screen with their propaganda, they're not doing it through your fucking favorite movies or Marvel stuff, is to eliminate the competition. Don't you
remember you said he wouldn't have made it 10 years ago on the
you think
TV?
Steven Crowder would have been on like late night television or cable or anywhere?
You remember 10 or 20 years ago? Tough Crowd?
Who?
Tough Crowd?
I don't think Tough Crowd ever did anything like this. And Tough Crowd was careful.
Dude, Tough Crowd is insane.
Well,
Tough Crowd they brought on black people, they brought on Jews, they brought on everybody.
Well, yeah, when I was a kid, and me and you were in the Army, when I was a kid, we could goof on, as long as we're all buddies, you know, we could, you know, take shots at each other like homeboys do, like friends do. But that's only in that circle. And those guys were all comics, they were all friends. So that is gone. That is gone. I mean, I used to have that relationship with Tobes. You know? Now I wouldn't even goof on him like that. You know? So I know he started flagging the way he's gone, he started flagging my videos. I used to have that relationship with Tobes. You know? But no, I think the culture has shifted, and you know, it's become a lot more extreme and restricted on the left. I think that's it.
And this is also a great example of fucking overcomplicating your website to the point where it's like anybody can pick it apart, and then once you fix the problem for them, somebody else is going to pick it apart because you fucked them over.
True.
Instead of just saying, we're just a platform. Upload what you like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as you're not murdering somebody.
The problem is when YouTube says
like
they're just a platform, they also lose control. That's another problem. That's a whole different thing for another time. I think I'm going to stream Mortal Kombat 11 on Twitch. Nice. I want help. Anybody wants to go over there now? My Twitch is in the description box below. I think I'll be up there. I really suck at it. And I don't know. I think some tips would be kind of fun. I'd like to do that. What do you think, Nick? Sounds like fun, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like go over there. So, yeah, as soon as I turn this off, I'm going to fire up my Twitch and I'll play some Mortal Kombat while I can. You know, I'm straight and white and have a family, and I don't know how much longer how much longer I'm going to be able to have an opinion, unless I'm gay. So,
I'm straight.
You know, I mean, at least you could have. Oh, you laugh. You could have an opinion. You're Hispanic. You know.
I got like most of my friends are minorities. I'm a veteran. I'm Latin.
Yeah.
Son of immigrants, like for real, from the Castro age, booted out.
Yeah, nobody can say shit about you.
I bet you they will, because I'm a white sympathizer, probably.
Yeah, you're Uncle Tom. Hey, mow my lawn, Mexican. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, everybody. Thanks very much. Tomorrow, Zaptai, right on this channel, a Zaptai review. Going back to what we were bitching about before, the Zaptai video. I guess that idiot, that chainsaw mouth idiot sloth thought we were gonna do a video supporting Zaptai. No, we're doing a video. We're doing a video about grandstanding. That's what we're doing a video about. And irony. You know, like it's ironic that a lot of those jackoffs in the NCO supposedly stand against things like doxing and put false stories on people, and then as soon as Keemstar's in the room, they do it.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence, devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist, fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne, running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me, head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree, Chi-Town to King's home, slapping fives, Blackstone, 6 Mile to Danger Jones, bullets look like waffle cones, folk affiliated the evolution of Machiavelli, don't make me read the Migos to you like I'm Shit Kelly, they feel my struggle, I express it through my hip-hop, I'm about to make it hard to breathe, here's a headline.
I don't know if I should be singing along with that because I don't know the struggle.